Good morning, children. Our lesson is first empires. In previous class, we discussed about the Shatavahanas. After Shatavahanas, some other dynasty people also ruled in our state. That are Ikshvaka rulers. Ikshvaka dynasties. Sometime after end of the Shatavahana kingdoms. Sometime after end of the Shatavahana kingdom, Ikshvaka assumed royal titles and established in kingdom with its capital is Vijayapuri, which is probably located near Nagarjunakonda on the banks of river Krishna. Sometime after end of the Shatavahanas, Ikshvaka dynasty people are established their kingdom with its capital in Vijayapuri. Vijayapuri is located near Nagarjunakonda on the banks of river Krishna. The important kings of this dynasty, are the Shantamula and Virupasha Datta. These kings try to bring together the various headmen and small chiefs by marrying people from other tribes. The important kings of this dynasty are Shantamula and Virapurusha Datta. These kings try to bring together the various headmen and the small chiefs. They try to bring together the various headmen and small chiefs by marrying people from other tribes. Marriage చేసుకుంటూ వాళ్ళందరినీ కూడా కలిపేసుకున్నారు. At the same time, they sought to show their distinctives by performing yajnas like Ashwamedha and Vachapeya. At the same time, they also sought to show their distinctives by performing yajnas. They also performed yajnas like Ashwamedha and Vachapeya. And they made large donation to Buddhists and Brahmins. They also claimed to be the descendants of Lord Rama of the Ramayana. They claimed to be descendants of Lord Rama of Ramayana. ఎవరి వారసులమని చెప్పుకుంటున్నారు ఇక్కడ? రాముని వారసులమని చెప్పుకుంటున్నారు. Interestingly, the women of the Ikshvaka family were devoted to Buddhist saints and made large donations to the famous stupas and monasteries of Nagarjunakonda. A very large monastery and stupa were built in this place. What happened here? The Ikshvaka rulers claimed to be the descendants of the Rama of Ramayana, Lord Rama of Ramayana. But women of the Ikshvaka family were devoted to Buddhist saints. Can Ikshvaka family women are devoted to Buddhist saints. వాళ్ళకి శిష్యులుగా మారిపోయారు. And they made large donations to the famous stupas and monasteries. స్తూపాలు కట్టడానికి, monasteries కట్టడానికి they give more donations in near Nagarjunakonda. A very large monastery and stupa were built in this place. If you go to Nagarjuna Sagar, where now Nagarjuna Sam was built, there is Ikshvaka rulers built the stupas and monasteries are located. These about the Ikshvaka rulers and some important empires of Indian subcontinent. First, the Mauryans are ruled after the Kushans. Kushans originally migrated from China. They came from China and gradually established an empire with its center in Afghanistan. more than 2000 years ago. Kushans originally they came from China and gradually established an empire with its center in Afghanistan. Afghanistan center cheskoni they also established one kingdom in our India. The most famous Kushan king was Kanishka, who ascended the throne in 78 CE. Kanishka was ascended the throne Rajaనికి ఎప్పుడు వచ్చేట in 78 CE. In 78 CE. They control a large territory in present day of Pakistan and India up to Mathura and Allahabad. He controlled a large territory in present day of Pakistan and India up to Mathura and Allahabad. Mathura means in Gujarat and Uttar Pradesh. All these parts they controlled. Besides large parts of Afghanistan, Pakistan and also controlled some parts of river Axius, regions up to river Axius. They effectively control the major trade routes passing between India, China, Iran and Rome. They also effectively control the major trade routes business passing between the India, China, Iran and Rome. If four countries they do the business. This was the era of great expansion of trade between these countries and movement of religious preachers, scientists and artists. This was the period of the great expansions of trade. Means they expanded their business. Not only one country, they do far off places to business. They expanded. బాగా దూరం దాకా తీసుకెళ్ళింది. And this is the movement of the religious preachers and the scientists and the artists. This is the so many movements, religious movements also started this time. And the scientists and the artists. People across these countries came to know about each other's, their customs, religious and philosophical thinking, their art and building style, besides of course buying each other produce. When the people are across these countries, when they do the business, the people are moving one country to other country. That time they know about each others. When they came from other country, they also knowing from they know each others and their customs, their tradition, their religious, their philosophical thinking, how they are worshipping the gods, their art of buildings, how the buildings are constructing. All they are learning each others and at the same time they also buying each other's goods. వేరొకరి నుంచి ఒకరికి గూడ్స్ కొనుక్కుంటే ఇవన్నీ కూడా వాళ్ళు తెలుసుకున్నారు. As a result of this trade, urban centers all over India expanded and gold followed to India. As a result of business or trade, urban centers, city areas are expanded in India. And gold also followed into India. This can be seen in a large number of gold coins, etc. from this period. How can we know gold also followed in India? Means we can find a more large number of gold coins belong to these countries. We can find in our India. Next one important one is the Shaka era. Next one is the Shaka era. Shaka era. The 78 CE. 78 CE. When the Kanishka came into rule. When the Kanishka came into rule. He was the beginning of what came to be called the Shaka era. 78 CE, the year of ascension of Emperor Kanishka, became the beginning what came to be called the Shaka era or Shakabda. ఓకే, ఎప్పుడైతే కనిష్కుడు రూల్ చేయడం స్టార్ట్ చేసినప్పటి నుంచి we have started the Shaka era. Otherwise we are considered the Shatabda. Many South Indians to this day use this calendars. Many South Indians to this day use this calendar. This era is 78 years behind the common era in normal use. This era is 78 years behind the common era in normal use. 78 నుంచి ఇక్కడ నుంచి కనిష్కులు ఏం చేస్తారు, ఫస్ట్ శతాబ్దంగా ట్రీట్ చేస్తారు. బట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ బిహైండ్ ఫ్రమ్ కామన్ ఎరా. కామన్ ఎరా కంటే కూడా ఎన్ని సంవత్సరాలు వెనుక ఉంటుంది, 78 years వెనక్కి ఉంటుంది. దిస్ ఈస్ వన్ ఆఫ్ ద ఇంపార్టెంట్ Shaka era. We are started from 78 CE. 78 CE. CE means common era, when the Kanishka came into rule. Next to another important one is the Gupta Empire. Gupta dynasty kings began their rule of a small kingdoms in modern Bihar and within 3 generations gained control over most of the North India, from Gujarat to Bengal and Delhi to present day Madhya Pradesh. Gupta dynasty kings began their rule of a small kingdom in modern Bihar. They started their rule from Bihar, like established Magadha, and within 3 generations gained control most of the North India. After 3 generations they control over North India, from Gujarat to Bengal and Delhi to present Madhya Pradesh. Gujarat to from here, Gujarat to Bengal and Delhi to Madhya Pradesh. They occupy total places. They take control over the total North India. Some most important famous kings of this dynasty were Chandragupta I and Samudragupta, Chandragupta II, Kumaragupta and Skandagupta. These are some important famous rulers of Gupta dynasty. The Gupta kings were famous for 2 major developments in India. That is, first one is the when they conquered a new kingdom, they allowed the old kings to continue to rule on the condition that they accept the superior status of the Gupta kings and follow their orders. They bring new major developments in Indian political system. కొన్ని చేంజెస్ తీసుకొచ్చినట్టు అవేంటి, ఫస్ట్ వన్ ఇస్ ద వెన్ దే ఆర్ కాంక్వెర్డ్ ఏ న్యూ కింగ్డమ్. ఎప్పుడైతే ఒక కింగ్డమ్ జయించినప్పుడు దే అలౌడ్ టు ద ఓల్డ్ కింగ్స్, దే అలౌడ్ ద ఓల్డ్ కింగ్స్ టు కంటిన్యూ దేర్ రూల్. They allowed the old kings to continue their rule, but they have to accept the superior status of the Gupta kings. వాళ్ళకంటే పెద్దవాళ్ళ గుప్తాలని అంగీకరించుకుంటూ వీళ్ళ రూల్ వీళ్ళు చేసుకోవచ్చు. అండ్ దే మస్ట్ ఫాలో ద గుప్తాస్ ఆర్డర్స్, వాళ్ళ ఆజ్ఞలను పాటించుకుంటూ వాళ్ళు రూల్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. Thus many old dynasties continue to rule in many areas, especially in South India, despite being defeated. However, the Gupta kings retained full control over many parts of North India. Like this, they controlled most of the North India. Second one, the Gupta kings and many their subordinate kings and kings friendly to them gave villages to Brahmins with full administrative rights. Thus, these villages did not have to pay any taxes to the king or obey the orders of provincial officers, who who could not even enter these villages. Brahmins settled in these villages and performed yajnas and taught Vedas to young Brahmins. Second one is what is there? The Gupta kings and many their subordinate kings friendly to them gave villages to Brahmins. The Gupta kings and their subordinates and all are they give villages to Brahmins with full administrative rights. They give gifts to the Brahmins as villages. They give full administrative rights. Thus these villages do not have to pay any taxes to the kings. Brahmins ki ichina gift ga ichina villages nunchi Brahmins ki full rights untai. They only doing their administrative and they do not pay the taxes to their king. And they do not obey the orders. They are not following the orders. Brahmins settled in these villages and they performed yajnas and taught Vedas to young Brahmins. The Gupta kings were also very great patrons of the Brahmanic religious practices like Ashwamedha sacrifices. They also patronized Puranic Hinduism, especially Vaishnavism and Shaivism by building temples devoted to the various avatars of Vishnu, Shiva and Durga and make